Hey, I'm having similar difficulties to the ones Nikki was having last week, except maybe not editing. No, I'm having editing difficulties. I made this video about twice already, earlier today and yesterday, and I can't seem to upload it anywhere. I don't really want to make this a complaining video, but it's really frustrating, and I'm sure you've all been through it. So I'll just say what I have to say really quickly, and then go to sleep. I don't know. Forget about this day. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Maybe that's what I'll do. So, I don't actually know what my best compliment or or worst insult are. I don't know, but I do remember that in 6th grade, this boy came up to me once and was like, "Do you believe in love at first sight?" And I was like, "No." And I wish that I could do some cool editing trick and cut to me saying something else witty, but that's just not an option tonight. So that's what I thought of for my story. I also want to tell you that I work at a pie shop cafe, and there are some really super cute regulars. I'm incredibly boy obsessed, like really, really, really very much boy obsessed. And so today one of the cute regulars came in, and his name was Matthew. And Matthew was wearing his really cute glasses, and he had his, really cute blondish hair that was sort of shortish, and he was wearing a sweater. Last time he was wearing a stripy sweater. I noticed these things, and I don't really know what to do about this. Thoughts? One more thing. Well, so I was thinking this week that on top of having these really ridiculous, unhealthy standards of what we're supposed to look like, I think, especially for women, the value is placed on what we look like more than anything else. Certainly, it's important to be intelligent, it's important to have an education, and that's something that people respect and admire. But more than anything, we're really supposed to look good, and so I think that's a huge part of the problem. I looked at some magazines, some fashion magazines, and through some ads, and in my previous videos I showed you the ones that I found, and it's really interesting because I found a lot of ads in which women are kind of just standing there and looking pretty, and I think that the brands that made those ads could sell what they're selling just as well by making the women be doing something active, like reading or golfing. I don't know. They could be doing something else that is more telling of them as people, and instead they're kind of just standing there and looking pretty. And I understand that, they're trying to sell something, but I think that there are other ways of portraying what women are and what men are as well, because I found some ads that were of men kind of just like standing around looking pretty. And I don't know, do you think that's how pictures are supposed to be, how ads are supposed to be, or do you think that's sort of just how they've evolved? I don't know. So what I really wanted to share with you today is my favorite magazine, Venus Zine. It's awesome. It's incredible. It has stories of entrepreneurs and artists and musicians and actors and visual artists and just so many cool people, and I just read really funky stories in here all the time. This issue, I was reading on the T today, which is the public transportation in Boston. I was reading about bicyclers. That was fun. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't actually read that article, but it's in there, so I'm going to read it. But they had stuff about the election in the U.S., which is really cool. Just women all over the country who they're going to vote for. There's also, I once read a story in here about our organic vodka, which I thought was really interesting. But basically they cover really inspiring people, really creative, strong-willed, dedicated to what they love people. So it's a great magazine. One of the greatest things about it is that the ads in it, they're, as far as I can tell and as far as I've seen, there's never ever been an ad for makeup or for clothing or whatever. And, again, which isn't to say that there's something wrong with those things or that there's something wrong with liking those things, but those things very much put an emphasis on your outer appearance as opposed to, developing yourself as a person or developing your interests. And what you'll find in here is tons of record labels, independent record labels, and They'll like putting ads for new musicians that are coming out or new albums that are coming out. A lot of DIY. This magazine is all about do-it-yourself, which is really cool. So you have a lot of Etsy, for instance, has a huge ad in here this week or this month, and they often do. Sublime Stitching is another company that often does things. Today I actually found one ad in here that I was not very happy with, and that's the there's a cigarette ad, and I understand that the ad was all about voting, which is cool, but it was about All-American cigarettes. I think that's what those were called, and it kind of just made me be like, really, Venus Zine? Really? So, anyway, totally check it out, because it's a really awesome, inspiring piece of literature, and online as well. Their online website's really cool. I'm going to beef up the Sidebar, which will have all the information that you need. So, I hope this video is not too long, and I hope that you have an amazing weekend as usual. Get some sleep. I certainly hope to be doing that. I'm actually doing something really cool on Saturday, but I'll tell you all about that next week. And next week, hopefully my editing capabilities will be back. So, have an awesome, awesome weekend, and I love you. Turn off.